I still believe that if a person is not called by God to lead the people of God, then he's about ready to make the biggest shipwreck that can be made and to destroy more lives that can be destroyed. And the other issue is, anybody who ministers is going to be blessed. I believe that too. I believe that they might not turn into multi-millionaires, but there's a blessing that comes with the calling and the working with the people of God. But I do think that there has been the shift. The Catholic Church saw this when they selected this last pope. They wanted somebody who was simple, who had some very strong spiritual acumen about them. So they choose this man from a third world country who supposedly won't live in the Vatican City, who won't drive in the limousine, who, they say that was in the middle of the night passing out bread to people in Rome. He said he didn't do it, but they said it was him. But the point being that the church has lost something in terms of its spiritual identity. And I think Dr. Hanby talked about the issue of searching for identity. I think we're searching for identity and relevance, and not only in the church, I think it's in society, and church is just another element of bigger society. And until we maybe come back, as I said earlier, this homostasis, finding this balance, we're going to struggle with this, and it's going to get worse.
Brother Chairman, also, I think there are many different reasons why people get involved in ministry. I know some have gotten involved because their father was a preacher, their grandfather was a pastor, or someone told them because they could talk good that God was going to call them to the ministry. But I agree with Suffragan Bishop Sanders. I think involvement in preaching ministry without the call is extremely dangerous. There is a difference between the calling and a career.
All right.
One you get paid for, and the other you're made for. And there is a tremendous difference. And there have been people, even in the Bible, who were involved in ministry that had never been called. If you recall, in the 7th chapter of St. Matthew, where Jesus makes the statement, not everybody that says, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom, but he that doeth the will of my Father that's in me. And then here comes a group of preachers who said, did not we prophesy? Did not we preach in your name? And did not we cast out devils in your name? And in your name we did many wonderful works. And Jesus' response was, these are good things. But they're good things that you were never authorized or never called to do. And he says, depart from me, ye worker of iniquity,
my Lord,
of lawlessness. I have never known you. It's amazing how many people are involved in ministry that God doesn't even know and are successful. And so we cannot always measure the success or what looks to be the success of a ministry to ensure that that particular person is doing what God has called them to do. Notice how I got that in before.
You didn't even give me a chance.
Quick letter.
What I'm about to say will not be that profound, I don't think. This is not a new problem. I think we're looking at, wow, this society has come to a certain situation. It's always been this way. When I was a young man, people were fighting politically for position. In organizations, the systems, there always are disappointments when certain people don't get certain places. I should have been the one. I should be bringing that up. I don't understand why they didn't, who got to them? Who talked to them? I mean, this has always been going on. This happened with, I think, with Cain.
Long time ago.
How come you get accepted and I don't? I think I'll just go kill you. I didn't see that. Sorry, I beg your pardon, but I don't. Bishop, I don't see this as a new problem at all. I think what's wrong is we don't know who we are. And so since I always try to get back, look, I don't have a lot of advocates, so y'all forgive me. I always try to get back to the original. What's causing all of this? I mean, we can look at all the manifestations and stuff. Yeah, we got people who are phonier than a $3 bill.
Yes, sir.
Right? We got preachers in certain cities who are doing live shows. We got all kinds of stuff. Some of them I know really well. I'm gonna go shoot them. and you know, and all this stuff going. You're right. You are absolutely correct that we have now so much media possibility for exposure that almost anybody who can actually get his name out there or her name out there and do something stupid and people will follow. There are some people in this world that will follow anything that's different than they've ever seen. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or otherwise. Could I just go back and suggest the idea that when Joseph was finally discovered to his brethren, you know, when finally he said, I'm Joseph, your brother. You know, I'm the guy you threw in the pit, the guy that you lied to daddy about, said I was dead, and told him about a while now. I'm Joseph. They thought he'll kill us. He's got power down here, he'll kill us.
Right.
He said, no. God sent me down here before you. So this is God all the way. See, we don't understand. We take all these things as models of success or being unsuccessful. He accepted this as being a part of a process in which God was working out a greater, more eternal program than just his personal issue. When we just buried this week, or are burying Mandela in South Africa, you think about a man who will spend 27 years that he does not have to spend. They offered to let him out a lot sooner than 27 years. He just would not surrender to the idea, you know, that he had to say certain things and agree to certain things. He's willing to stay in prison. And when you think about the fact that he was willing to pay that price, when he finally came out, and I don't know how much of this is true or untrue, or how much cultural difference this makes. It matters nothing to me. I did meet Mr. Mandela, as a matter of fact, a few years ago in the West Wing of the White House when Mr. Clinton was president. And seemed like a very sweet and kind man. But he liberated a whole nation, it seemed to me. And then when he became president, he could have incised huge and enormous tragedy upon other people. He said, I forgive.
Amen.
You know, it seems to me that this man was dead. This man knew who he was.
Yes.
So languishing for 27 years is no big problem if you understand eternal things. Our problem is we're living for the moment.
Right.
We're seeing if we get the new building done. We're seeing if we can compete, and if I get invited to the next camping to speak or to be a keynote or something. And so all of that is the stuff that gets between light and Christ. That's what throws the shadow. But could I just say that when Joseph was made known to his brethren, they thought that he was going to kill him. He did not. He said, is my father yet alive? He's looking now. Now he's going back. He's going to see if he can find Rufus. Is my father yet alive?
Identity. Yes, sir.
Bring him to me. I'll send wagons. Would you bring him to me? By the way, excuse me though, when you do come down here and my father comes down here, when Pharaoh asks you, what is thine occupation? You say, we and our fathers before us were about cattle. We're shepherds. Why would you do that? Well, because in Egypt, every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptian. They're hated. And so you tell the truth about who you are before you get here, so folks don't have to discover it after. And so when they came back and told poor old Jacob, Joseph was alive. Sorry, Dad, we lied to you. Joseph is alive. It really wasn't his blood. It was a good go, we kill all of that.